Welcome back to Riding Bikes in San Diego. If you were with me yesterday, you saw that we posted a video where we only went 1/8 of a mile, but we actually had to ride like 2.1 miles to get there. On Strava, that stretch is called Get the Boot, but another viewer called it the Bootlicker. Either one is apropos. It's a lot of work to get a short distance, but once we get through it and get off of Ward, we pull in to this beautiful new park that has a trolley station by Snapdragon, and I really wanted to show it to you. We can just dip into this little bike lane here with the little curb, which on a Sunday afternoon like this, there's nothing going on over here, but this is all still under construction. I can imagine that at events coming up, concerts, games, things like that, the car traffic here could be just massive and clogging. So having real bike facilities is going to be a real game changer for those who want to enjoy the park and enjoy events without having to slog in traffic and sit in their car. Just look at this. We got a little bit of paint, but we got plenty of concrete. It rained a bunch, so there's sand hanging around. And I was riding here with my kid a few weeks ago, and he went over that sand and ate it a little bit, but he's still learning how to maneuver around on a bike with infrastructure that is completely subpar. There's a little garden off to the right that we just passed that's going to be used for providing vegetables to local restaurants according to a sign. And we go under this trolley station here, which I just love. It's a little industrial, it's a little concrete, maybe a little brutal, but to have all this shade, because in the summertime it is going to get hot under the sun, and to just know that all this shade is here and there's still greenery, trees, and the bike path, it's just comforting to know that there's going to be this little bit of shady space throughout the park all the time. Like, this trolley line isn't going anywhere. So we're going along slowly. I called out to those folks that I was on their right, and every time I've come down to this park at Snapdragon, I always see families and people hanging out, playing. We got these ball courts. We have a playground. I've been here before with friends at the same time. We weren't there together, but we've hung out in the park for hours and miss each other because we're doing different things, which I'd love to see my friends, but it's also really great that the space is so big and useful that people who know each other can be in the park for literally hours and not necessarily cross paths. We're not cramped. There's just all this space. There are children learning how to ride bikes. There are children on the playground. People are playing ball, and I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. There are bike racks all over the place, which is also nice. I am taking this route to Costco. I need to pick up a few things, and my hope is that I can dip around the trolley station over by the library. So we're going to check that out. And for those who watched the video yesterday, I want to get over to that trolley station at Fenton Parkway, at the end of Fenton Parkway where the library is. That's the spot that would have connected to Mission City Parkway, that they're going to build the bridge over eventually. So I had a feeling it was still under construction, but they've been making a lot of really good progress on this thing, so I want to check it out. But the park just keeps on going. Like, I complained about having to ride a couple of extra miles, but this is a mile I don't mind riding. Like, the length of this whole park is a mile, which is just gorgeous and safe. I don't mind the pedestrians. There are other ways I could bike around. I came up on a fence over here, so I gotta backtrack. You could see the IKEA over there. Like, I have to get there. I'm looking for holes in the fence, to be honest. I'm thinking about, can I get my bike through there and myself through there? But it's fenced up pretty well. So we backtrack, and at this point, in the road, and I just didn't want to come up on those families anymore, and I wanted to move a little bit faster. So some folks jockeying for parking spaces, and at this point, I'm thinking to myself, how can I get over to that parking lot with the Costco and the Lowe's and IKEA and all that without having to get all the way to Friars Road? I don't want to salmon on the wrong side of the street. I don't want to ride on Friars Road, get up there, cross over, ride down, then cross back. And then I'm looking up behind the Lowe's there at that fence. And there's an event going on here too. I don't know what was happening, but you could see traffic starting to get backed up. And I spot that fence up there, and you see how it kind of is broken. It's a little slope down, so I decide I'm going to avoid all that traffic and not go through it. I'm just going to pick up my bike here. I'm riding my beater bike. I got it for free around the neighborhood. I just had to straighten out the derailleur hanger, and it was pretty good to go. But carry this up, go on over this little break, and there we are. Just saved ourselves a little bit of time. Uh, I was very happy to see that. It's a path. I don't know. Maybe they should install a staircase over there or something like that. But now we are in a parking lot. We're behind the Lowe's, and I am going to wrap this up, but I wanted to show you something. It was maybe a year or two ago. I was going to Costco, and I brought my bike in, and they tried to give me a hard time, and they're like, you can't do that. I said, well, there's no bike rack, so I'm bringing my bike in with me. It takes up less space than a shopping cart. And then there was a dude with like a flatbed cart with like something super long on it that was dragging on the ground. I was like, you're gonna give me a hard time when this is going on? And they were like, okay, fine. And then one day I tried to bring my bike in, and the guy was like, no. And I said, but there's no bike rack. And he said, yes, there is. And so now whenever I ride up to the Costco, I make my way past all the parking. I get right by the door, and look at what they put in just for me. I get the best parking at Costco, and from there we will drive less and ride a bike. Thanks so much.